Guys, we have this question right here. It's asking find the value of x for which the tangent line to the curve y is equal to x root x is perpendicular to the line x plus 3y plus 1 equal to 0. So before we approach this question, we have to know one thing, that is the tangent, the relations. So when the tangent line and the line are perpendicular to each other, the relation between the slope is let's say this is m1, right? If the m1 is this slope and it is m2 is the line slope, what's going to happen is the product of these two, uh, the multiplication of these two should give us -1. So that's the general relationship between those slopes whenever they give those are perpendicular to each other. So in this case, the question is asking to find x. So if we find these two slopes and put it in the equation, we can solve for x. So let's see how we can do this. First of all, to find the slope of the curve, I can find the derivative of y. If I find it, whatever the value is going to be the slope of that curve. So let's see. So first of all, we have to know y prime is going to be equal to m1. So in this case, let's see y prime. I simplify the derivative. So before I find the derivative, let's use this. Let's simplify it as a simple form. This is x to the power of 1 and this is x to the power of half, because if something in square root, that means it's power half. So 1 plus half is going to be 1.5. We can write it as 3 over 2. It's same thing, right? So let's write it as x to the power 3 by 2 and derivative of this one. So if I find the derivative, it's going to be 3 by 2 x. So this is the format, like n x. If we have something like x to the power of n, the derivative is going to be n x n minus 1. So I'm using the same format right here. So it's going to be 3 over 2 minus, instead of 1 I put 2 by 2. So I will get 3 by 2 x minus, so 3 by 2 minus 2 by 2 is going to be 1 by 1 over 2, right? 1 over 2. And this is my answer for the y prime. Now I have to find the derivative, I mean not derivative, slope of this line. So to find the slope of this line, this is in this, first of all we have to know, like, the equation of the line is, general equation of the line is y is equal to mx plus b. That's the general equation. So if I want to find the slope, I can rearrange this equation into this format and find the m value, and just that's going to be my slope. So let's see what we can do. In this case, let's first I copy this down. So it's going to be x plus 3y plus 1 is equal to 0. So if I rearrange this in this format, let's see what happens. So first of all, 3y minus x minus 1, and if I have to bring the y in the first place. So it's going to y is equal to minus x over 3 minus 1 over 3. So if you see here, the x is multiplied by minus 1 over 3. Therefore, that's going to be my slope. So therefore, this is m1, and therefore the m2 is going to be equal to um, minus 1 over 3. So since we have m1 and m2, I can simply substitute in the formula right here. We found the relationship between both of them. So I can simply substitute these two values in this equation, and I can simply find the answers for the x. So if I solve for this one, let's see where we get. So it's 3 by 2 x to the power of half multiplied by minus 1 over 3 should give us -1. That's the relationship when they say it's both of them are in the perpendicular. So first of all, if I bring this one to the other side, let's see what happens. If I bring this multiply by 3 and the negative multiply, so negative will be get rid of it. And then I also, okay, so let's do it step by step to avoid confusion. So 3 by 2 x to the power of half is going to be equal to 3. Now I can separate the x to the power half. So if I separate it, I will get 3 times 2 over 3. So which is going to cancel 3, and we will end up with x to the power of half is equal to 2. So since if you have x to the power of half is equal to 2, what we can do is to get rid of this half, I can I can square both sides. So if I square this is basically this means square root of x. So anything to the, like you see power half is basically square root. So in this case, square root of x is equal to 2. So to get rid of this square root, I can simply square both sides. So it's going to be x is equal to 4. So this is my final answer for the x. So the question is asking find the x values of x which tangent line to the curve is a perpendicular. So this is the final answer. I hope you guys like this video. See you next time.